Hello there and welcome back. Today I'm gonna expand on the video I did last week. You will find the link in the description. So last week I show you guys how I record the full performance and also this trick on recording all the single instrument one by one in one take, as you can see here. And I would like to show you my workflow when I want to rebuild a track using the single part. A few considerations before starting. I like to work in a DAW. I'm more of an hardware guy, so wherever I can, I just like to do very minimal thing. I mostly use Ableton. And what I learned during this year is just like I need to use the computer as it was my hardware stuff. So my approach is very simple. I don't overproduce, I don't use tons of track. So basically I'm trying to be myself on the computer too. Many times I force myself to have a more complex approach, try to produce things in a different way, had soft synths and effects and a lot of automation, and what happened is that the final product is not me. It's just something I am mimicking, and I never liked that. So my great advice is just like use the computer in a very simple way. Just learn what you need and use strictly what you need. Of course, these really relate to me. I know, and I see sometimes tutorial of people that do magic with live and create crazy stuff, and it's great to learn, but my problem was that a lot of time I would get lost in learning new tricks and mixing things. So in the end, I get nothing done. So I usually try to think what I need for this track, what is the mood I'm looking for, what are the parts that will work, and I have this approach to treat my electronic music as when I was in a band. You have your drum section, you have your guitar section, your bass section, and your voice section. Somehow simplifying the process in having four main parts in your music really helped me. Again, my music is pretty simple. I look for a kind of mood and vibe. I don't look for very complex evolution, big drops. That's not my style. And the moment that I embrace what I really am and what I can really do, the DAW become my ally. So I always use Ableton. I think is the perfect DAW to create, sketch, and have fun. It's very simple to use. For this, I think I'm gonna separate these, call it tutorial, lesson, whatever it is, in three parts. So the first one, we're gonna do the arrangement using the single parts, and then we will do a new video for the mixing, and then the mastering. I recently have the chance to, let's say, partner with Isotope. They will send me their software for test, and I really like so far. So I probably will use that to show how easy and fun it could be to mix with them. But for today, let's just start from the arrangement. That initially was the hardest part for me. It's just like I can get to a point that I have a nice loop, but then I don't know how to start, how to evolve it. And I feel that for a lot of electronic musician is the hardest part. When you are in a band, you work with the idea of song. So you have your verse, you have your chorus. So it's pretty easy. It was pretty easy for me when I was in a band to create tracks. When you are in electronic music, there's no real rules, especially if you go in the more experimental side of it. So I feel that is mostly my journey is learning the arrangement, and I like minimal composition. And when they are minimal, I feel it's even harder because you really need with few elements to catch the attention of whoever is listening to you. The other great thing is like you don't need shitload of tracks to make something interesting. You can work with just 3 tracks on time and make something valuable. Some of my favorite tracks are the most minimalist one that have just one line of synth. Take Alessandro Cortini, take Caterina Barbieri. Those are like my synth hero, and they are very simple in what they do, but they have an amazing taste and amazing heart in what they do. So it's those are my master, let's say. Okay, so let's hear. This was the full composition. I'll keeping it here on the top because it could be a sort of reference of what I do live, and I might want to recreate that sometime. Right now, I think I'm gonna go with a full new composition. And here we have all the single part. So at the end of the last video, I compose all the part, and I extrapolate from this, and I end up with this loop. That sounds pretty nice to me already. So I don't have any effects on the tracks right now, but I put some I put my mastering chain on the master. You know, it's some people likes to work with that, some people doesn't. Usually I don't have it, but right now it helped to keep things a little more easy for me to record and have a nice sound. So we will keep it right now. But so from the first listening, I will try to understand what do I need more. Can I add something on this loop to create a better sounding experience? So let's listen. One thing that I'm missing from the recording is that the recording had all the effects coming from the mixer, and I had the microcosm, I had some the banded up delay and the eventide space, and that will added more ambience, was more cohesive. So I will have to recreate that maybe, but also I feel that I'm missing some kind of pad and maybe some drum part, because I just recorded a kick. So that's why I bring in my analog rhythm. I really like to use the rhythm when I'm on a DAW, and I'll show you why. So first trick that I like to do is going on the original recording and try to find some interesting sound pocket here and there that I can reuse. So I did this before, and I find something that I like here. So this little pocket here, sometime I just copy. Let's hear it. It's very low, and it's a tail, the reverb tail of some sound. And I feel that this could be very interesting to be used, even this one. But let's stick with this one. So I will, for example, copy it, and then I will add a new track. I will go on my part here, and then I will start to treat this sound. So I would probably tune it down. Let's hear it though. And then I will push the gain a lot. These, of course, will bring up a lot of noise, but for the kind of music I do and for the kind of vibe that I go for, that is gonna be interesting. So let's push it like at the maximum. See, and then maybe I double it. Okay, so This can be some sound that I can use on top of all the other. Let's hear it together. You can hear how it had some depth without, right? And with. I like it. So in the mixing phase, I will add maybe reverb, some other effects that will smear the sound a little. I like the fact that there's noise. This noise, to me, it's, you know, the secret sound that you can find in your composition. And so let's try to double it again to hear how bad it's getting. Too bad. No, let's keep it double like that. And we can, you know, we can create a full loop right now. Then let's add some rhythmic part, all right? So we will have a little more, let's call these, rename, let's call it pad. You can actually use some software synth right now and have whatever pad you want. But I find exciting sometimes to just stick with what you have. Even for the rhythmic part, right now, I could create something with what I have, but last time I should have recorded more. But it was a video, so I was trying to be fast, and I definitely need something else. So that's why I decided to use the rhythm. So how I use the rhythm and why I like it. As you can see, the rhythm is just connected to the computer using an USB cable. This is gonna be, this is amazing. Basically, it uses Overbridge, the Electron plugin, and it will send all the instrument, plus also you can send the external in to Ableton with no latency, and I don't have to connect anything, and it's easy and super fast to use. So just to show you guys how it works, you drop a MIDI track, you drop the Analog Rytm plugin in it, and now, whenever I will start, the analog rhythm will start too. Okay? And also now I have the chance to monitor it. So I have this kit that I created that I call Impulse. That is a very, it's based on all the Impulse machine that I really like. The Impulse would be just this Impulse sound, but I love to create kits with that. And maybe sometime I can do a nice review of this guy and show you how I use it. So what I can do now is just like create some interesting sequence that goes with that. So let's select this Impulse, for example. I set up the length of this track on only 9 steps. These two choke themselves, like so when this plays, it stops this other one. So it can create interesting vibe. So I set this a 9 step. I will set up this one 11. So it will always evolve and create some weird, interesting sound. I'm not gonna go too crazy, so it's just to show you guys what I can have. Let's hear some other sound that we can use. Like this one. Nice. I like to use the rhythm for these kind of glitchy, very light sounds. It's where I think these machines shine, for me at least. Like this one too. As you see, each track, this one is 16 step, this one is 5 step, so I can create a loop that it's a little different every time. I have already a kick that I kind of like. I don't know if I need another. I can record it. It's a different sounding one. It's a little more high pitched, then has a little stronger attack. So it can be good. So now that we have this super fast sequence that I create here, how should I record it? And now I can record it on a WAV file. I always like to have a WAV file, and that so I can forget about it and then just mix and not have to deal with this anymore. So what can I do? There's different way, but the way I like is just separate the instrument, and it's very easy. So you drop another audio track. On the audio track, I really hate that Ableton use these damn green colors. I hate these colors. Whatever. Anyway, so when you select the in, you go external in this tab, and you're gonna find Analog Rhythm. You click that, and then you will see all the channel. And this is amazing because you can record easily the single all the single parts. So right now we have one for the bass drum, then Analog Rhythm. Let's duplicate these a few times so I don't have to do it every time. Analog Rhythm, so that's for the bass drum. Let's rename BD. Then we will record. You can see what is playing by just this. So this is gonna be this channel 9 and 10, and we will call impulse, imp. And then we recorded these other two. This is gonna be BT, and it's a sort of shaker. And then we have this that is a sort of hi-hat, and we call hi-hat. Okay, so now I just have to arm the track, go here, and very simply you start playing and it will record. Maybe I have to put in though. No, actually no, it should record. As you can see, now we will have all the recordings separated. We will record the full length of the loop. I could have do something more interesting, of course, but again, let's just do it faster for practical reason. Okay. I wonder, I don't see anything recorded here in the shaker, or it maybe, oh no, it's very low. Maybe I should have put the volume, but I don't care. Maybe pushing the volume later, it will give me again a nice noise. You guys, I'm weird. I like the noise. I'm not, yeah, sounds good. So I like to color code everything. So my drum usually are dark. So here are my drums. At this point, I can remove the MIDI file because I won't record anything more for this video. So that's it. Let's keep it simple. I like to group my track, my drum parts. So let's group it. And I like to have them on my top row. So we will add also, let's do this, the drum, and then we'll add the other kick that I already recorded. So one thing that I didn't do and I have to do now, and we can do it all together. I don't remember if see, there's always a little latency when you record real instrument. So as you can see, they're not on grid. So that's, if you use other instrument like the rhythm that is gonna be on grid 100%, you need to do that. Since I record all together, it should be pretty easy, but it's better do one by one. So I will match the start of here, should be it. Okay, and I will put the kick on our drum thing. Let's color code, and let's hear it. It's a little more interesting than it was before, right? Now let's hear everything together. Okay, now of course it needs a lot of mixing and reverb and delays, but that's gonna come later. Okay, what now? Let's say we have all the parts we need. I like it, and this would be the moment of the song where everything is on and it's our highest moment. What we do now, I will start working by remove, like it's a subtractive process. So as you can see, I put my loop around 10 minutes here, so I can start building all the things one by one at the beginning of my track here. So where do you want to start? That's a good question. I guess each artist have a different way on how they like start a song, of course. Me, I always go with a sort of atmospheric pad or some noise. So another thing that I might want to add here is some sound effects, some like field recording. It always adds some other layer, but we won't do that right now. So I like this sound, but also this is nice. So let's start with this that I call plucky. So I will copy the loop. I will go at the beginning. And I always leave a couple of bars because when then you master, it's always nice to have some silence before. So I always start a little later. So this is going to be the sound where I'm starting from. It has already a little effect because I recorded it on the with the mother one, so these already have some sort of mixing going on. Now, even this one has to be put on grid, I feel. So yeah, let's try here. No, well, here, maybe this is a good point to start. Yeah, let's try here. Okay, now the first step when I do arrangement is just like or using some reference track, or I just try to understand when all the things will start coming in little by little. And again, it's not a science rocket for me. My compositions and my way to do things is pretty easy. So I hope you guys find this interesting, but definitely I'm not dead mouse. So it's a very simple process. So I would listen to other part of the track and try to understand what I like. There's this bass that it can come later. There's this plucky thing. The pad could be in. I inadvertently pushed it back. Okay, this one. I want to start introduce this sound now. So I would copy it. And again, there's not science rocket when it goes. If you plan to release for DJs and for dance, maybe you should have your track set up in like strict 16 or 32 bars. So if a DJ would mix it, we'll know exactly when things come, and that's a very important thing to keep in mind. So it depends what is the usage. In this case, it's not gonna be a dance track for DJ, so you can go really freely. There's no rules. My tracks usually have a beginning. I would introduce some part of the drum, then I will go down, and then I will introduce drum again. It's not always a rule, but you know, it works, for me, works like that. You can kind of create a journey. So again, this start. I feel maybe this one should start actually with a click. So let's start it like that. I like to put also a locator here and say start. So whenever you want to start. This wasn't exactly okay. Okay, how you introduce this? It has to be a gradual thing. So for now, you might put one here and have something. Actually, let's try with reversing it. You just click R. I should have cropped the sample, of course. Too late, exactly. So you have to copy it, crops, clip, and now you reverse it. Let's hear it. When I will add some nice effects, some reverb, this will sound interesting. Here, it's good to maybe create some crossfading like this. And I like this kind of volume that's going up and down. Now, the other part, I feel that the 303 is when I want to introduce it later on with a bass. This, it can come after a while. I would introduce maybe some of these impulse and shake. So, oh wait, this is the. Oh, I screwed up with the name. This is the impulse. Oh, I just, here we are. Okay, now it's okay. I lost my hi-hat. Here we are. See, when I moved, I just screwed up. That's happened sometimes. Okay, so I will use the impulse and maybe these two. I will copy it and start introducing here. It's my first time that I'm doing a video on a computer, so I don't know if my timer is too slow. I'm going slow. I'm just showing out my full process, and this is the time it takes for me to do it, and I have nothing planned, so I beg your pardon if this is not as thrilling, but you know, it might be interesting, or it's what I would have loved to see back in the day, somebody that builds step by step to see how much it takes, what is the thought process. So I had this. The plucky thing wasn't, it has not a 16 step. So you can hear there's something that is a little off. It could be good, but right now it's a little off-putting because it needs some other reference to be, to sound right. So you can hear the noise. I really like it. It had some vibe. And now okay, we can make it work. There's something that it sounds off, but I kind of like. Let's try to start with these at the moment that the loop start, so it's more synced. I feel now could be the interesting moment to add the other sound, this one. All right, copy and paste. We have to fade it in. Oh, my cat wants to be part of the video. Come on. Hey, buddy. Now I like the idea to fade out these two. We introduce a little of a drum, right? And now there's this model thing going on. And it's time for my trio tree to come on in. I mean, you can take it a more slow approach, right? And we should rename all of this part. A more slow approach, but again, I don't want to stay here for 5 hours. Otherwise, you guys would kill me. This is the leap Paddy. I don't know. And this is rename Plucky. My name sucks, sorry. So now I would introduce the trio tree. Cat, you can say hi. Hi. But you have to be tamed. Okay. So here we are. We have this part. We will add the reverb, create some ambience, and now it fade out. And here the trio tree coming in. I would keep a few bars of that. And now I feel it's time for the bass drum to come in. Let's hear this simpler one that we recorded from the rhythm. Oh, we have the old one. Let's start with this one. Let's see. It's not a very full sounding bass drum, but I think it's good for this part of the track. So we will keep doubling it. Let's see. I want to start it here. I will keep doubling, like copy and paste all the loop. Then in a mixing phase, I will refine, maybe change them, have some automation. But this is the first step. So we want to just have the track structure done. That's, for me, is the first step. So okay. So we have now this light kick that come in. It's not very invasive, so we can go a little along with this. We can reintroduce our other percussion part after a while, little by little. Okay, I feel that it's nice to have that low tone here. Maybe let's. We will have to. Hey, love, buddy. Yeah, he loves me. Nice. So we can keep the track being very simple. Have this guy come back here. Now the bass, the other bass can come in. What? You don't like it? You can hear it, huh? Because I'm on the headphones. He likes my stuff, usually. distortion happening that I don't know why. Maybe it's just let's remove this mastering thing. Yeah, better. Let's keep it simple like that. Now there's what you want to do. You can keep going and building up, or create another dip. So let's keep building up. Let's do a simple thing that works, and that won't take ages. Now you can start, of course, to build out all the volume, because we are not mixing yet, right? So we need to make it nice sounding, and it will sound nice. But right now, I just want to have a structure done. So let's arrive here, and then I go by feeling. And okay, I want to go until this point of my track. And I find it like that. I don't like to have rules on how many bars I have to do things. It's just like, as long as I like it, I will keep doing it. Tak. And let's keep the bass going too. Now I would think here we build all this stuff, then this plucky thing come in, and it can lead to another dip in our track. Maybe like this, maybe starting from here. We introduce with that. Then I will add a delay here, tap delay. Nice. And this can be I feel I would go with 16 bar like that, and then I will it can be longer actually, but let's then introduce the final part, and we will go big with all of the things we built before. And these and these. Actually, you know what? I really like this, and maybe we can go for 32 bars. We can build some atmospheric thing going on. Let's grab everything and push it back like this. So this can have a little more space. We can build something. Here, I think would be great to have some sound effects, and maybe next time when I will do the mixing, I will find something. And here you will start building the back. Oh, sorry, there was something wrong there. Yeah, this thing is not on perfect grid, so it's a pain in the ass. But it's a challenge, so let's see if... Let's do something weird. I know. No. I need to find the exact... Here. That would be our exact. here I will build something, and then here we go for our final part. What do you want long? I don't know. Let's go for another 32 bar. It can be more actually. Damn, I'm bad with these cleaning stuff. Let's create 32 bars. It's easier than to move around. Tac. Let's copy it and let's paste it. And this can last, I feel, at least 64 bars. And then we go to the end. How we gonna end? I know how I'm gonna end. I'm gonna end like this. Yeah. Okay, I will have to make this nice with the delay. So I feel that the structure of my sound, that was the idea of this video, is done. I can add a few more locator that it's always helping me to go fast. This I would call drum in or kick in, rename actually, kick in. And here it's like, I always call the full loop. It's where all the things gone. This we could call it a drop. And then we have a handing. It's good to have locator because when you can then export in stems and for playing with the octatrack and stuff, so you can actually separate all the part and know how many bars they are. So I like to have a little upkeeping like that. So this is our first step, and it's gonna be around a 4-minute song. We have a start like that. We have a first introduction of our percussion going in. And then we have the kick in. This is the first part where the kick is kind of this dry, simple kick. Then we have a drop that we will build up on top of this plucky effect. And then here we'll start our final full loop. And once we will start mixing it and add effects to every single part, this will be very nice and cohesive. I already feel this could be a good track. And then we have your hand. So, okay, this is it for today. I hope you guys didn't mind the fact that I was very slow and I take every little detail. It's honestly, would be this the final product? Maybe not. I would take a few more time to add more part and move them around, but I feel that for a project together to show how I deal with it, it's enough. Maybe before I start the mixing process, I will do some more fine-tuning and add some other part and let you know about that. But for now, I don't want to bother you too much. As you can see, we end up with not a lot of track. There's more that can be done. But yeah, this is always our project of mine. Look, at this moment, this is the moment that I have more fun, because once you decided your structure, and it was very basic structure, and now it's the moment where you can start to create the sounds, add your effects. So I really enjoy the mixing part, because I'm not looking to create something that sound clean and punchy and perfect. No, I just want to mess it up and create more atmosphere, more vibe, more mood. And yeah, we will have fun together next week doing that. I hope to see you again. Please subscribe. I have a lot of news coming next week, and I'm excited about it. And yeah, I am thankful of your support as always. Please share the video, share the love, share the knowledge. And yeah, here I'm quoting my buddy Ricky Tines, that it's actually a big influence on how he makes his uh, video. So big shout out to Ricky. Okay, I'll see you next week. Thanks again. Have a great weekend. And even how to say ciao. He was sleeping, poor guy. Ciao.